From the 1011 streaming studio, this is Star City Buzz.
Hi, everyone. Bill Rentschler alongside Danielle, Shenk in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Another edition of Star City Buzz. Again, I had some scheduling conflicts yesterday. We weren't able to do it yesterday, but we're able to do it today. Again, in time. Let everyone know what's going on this weekend.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, and as usual, and giving a shout out to the museums and galleries that have things as well. And over at Morrill Hall, we have a full list of all of that is as they're open throughout the week and all the exhibits that they have going on. So lots of opportunities to get in touch with the arts.
And not to tease too far ahead, it's going to be a pretty nice weekend. And I'm not saying it's going to be the last nice weekend, but it's almost December.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get, generally speaking, colder from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, I did tease Brandon yesterday. I said, well, Nebraska might pull a Nebraska and we'll see a 70, 80-degree day. Who knows in December, right? So, although, yes, it could be one of our last ones, you also never know.
You don't. So that's why we have to take advantage of it while we have it. So, I think jumping into our kind of big event, most people are probably going to know what it's going to be. We actually have two of them. First one, we're going to be talking about Saturday, obviously Husker football in town after they were on the road last week. This is the final home game of the season, Senior Day, hosting Wisconsin, 2:30 kick. I think Kevin said upwards of about 30 players going to be taking part in Senior Day activities tomorrow.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it most of this week. Both teams have had their challenges. They've fired their offensive coordinator. We've switched play calling duties for ourselves as well. Some of the team is dealing with the flu right now. So at least the weather won't be an excuse. But, all of those other things sure do kind of add up. But
it does. And so both teams are 5-5. So winner gets to go bowling. Unfortunately, the winner of this game for the last 10 occurrences has been Wisconsin. Yeah. It's been since 2012, the last time that Nebraska beat Wisconsin. And so last year it was an overtime loss for Nebraska in Madison. This year, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Hopefully we can pull it off for the seniors.
Yeah, I know. Again, players like, Ty Robinson, Isaac Gifford, who came back as their sixth-year seniors, super seniors, would like to see them get that sixth win. And
I know they've talked about Ty Robinson just having intensity during practice because he wants this so bad. And, it's nice to hear stuff like that, they're still battling in practice, and this does hurt when they lose just as much as it hurts us fans to watch it unfold and have our hearts break almost every weekend. But hopefully that's not going to be the case this weekend.
Yeah, losers of 4 in a row. So, again, hopefully we can get the ship righted here a little bit. 2:30 kickoff, again, if you can make it down to Memorial Stadium. Should be a nice day for it. If not, Big Ten Network is going to have that call. But as soon as the football game is done, and this is part 2 of our big event, you can just head on over to Devaney because Husker Volleyball also hosting Wisconsin. This is going to be number 2 versus number 6. The video you see here is when Nebraska beat Wisconsin last year in Lincoln in that 5-set thriller, but they swept them already this year up in Madison, so this will be an interesting match.
Yeah, Wisconsin's been struggling maybe a little bit this year. They went 5 sets with Minnesota that we had talked about, so we're a little hopeful that, it'll be another good match, things going Nebraska's way, but it's also Senior Day for volleyball as well, as Lindsey Krause, Layla Blackwell, Mara Beeson, Kennedy Orr, and Lexi Rodriguez, are ending their careers. And we had mentioned, according to Huskers Illustrated, Taylor Landfair is also listed as a senior, but she has an option to come back after a season-ending injury in 2021. So she could be partaking in the Senior Day festivities, but, that doesn't mean that she's done here.
And I talked with Kevin Suits yesterday when we did our In Report show, And he's like, it's a good thing that they do their senior day festivities after the match because it's going to be pretty emotional for not only the players but for a lot of those fans that again have really invested in all of them. In particular, though, Lexi Rodriguez, who again Kevin and I had a conversation yesterday about being one of the most visible Husker volleyball players to come through the program. And you don't go a match without seeing a little girl holding up a sign, about Lexi Rodriguez or something like that.
Yeah, like seeing that Lexi Rodriguez is biggest fan and all of that good stuff. And I mean, with her being second in total most digs, that also gets you quite a bit of recognition.
It does. It absolutely does. So Saturday, again, obviously going to be dominated by Husker athletics. Again, we're obviously recording this Friday afternoon. Should also mention Husker men and women's basketball are taking on Creighton this afternoon and this evening. The women, I think, tip off at 4 and the men tip off at 7. Those are both up in Omaha at the CHI Health Center. A lot of Husker athletics this weekend. Very busy for the sports department.
Yeah, and I mean, as usual, it's always a nice little in-state rivalry between Creighton and Nebraska. And, we'll have to see how the women's team does, adjusting to Natalie Potts
being out.
Going down on Tuesday. That's
tough.
a tough loss for them. But
that was tough.
Hopefully, it seems like they have quite a few people that can maybe pick up the slack.
Plenty of other non-Husker related events to get into, though, Danielle. Again, as always, we kind of start off with our multi-day events, things that are happening through the weekend that you can get to, on either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Again, we mentioned it before, but again, we still have Puzzling Adventure Scavenger Hunt that's going on every day from 10 to 8. A new one, though, on the list is Miracle at Robbers Cave, Danielle.
Yes, this is a Christmas-themed pop-up cocktail bar offering seasonal drinks in a festive setting until, I think, about December 31st. With it being a pop-up bar, obviously, there's a limited time for it. And with it having a holiday theme, well, specifically Christmas, it's going to only be sticking around for a little bit. It had its grand opening on Wednesday.
There you go. Also sticking with the Christmas theme, but again, you can head over to Gateway Santa. Is starting to appear over at Gateway Mall. So, again, you can take the little kiddos over for some photos and visits with Santa. Again, you want to check the days and the exact times on there. Santa does need some breaks, here and there. But that's going to be going on over at Gateway Mall through the weekend. And then also, again, in the Christmas theme, 3 out of 4 Christmas theme there.
Yeah.
I just put that together. But the Festival of Trees, this is down in Roca. This is a really neat event. They have a lot of Christmas trees.
Yeah, and you have an opportunity to enter to win one, and I think presents with it as well. So pretty awesome deal there. And there's one lucky winner per tree. So I don't know how many trees that they exactly have out there for you to win, but I know that we've been running ads on our website and everything.
And I think some of those trees, some of them are just a couple $100 worth of stuff, but some of them are several $1,000s worth of stuff, and I think up to around $10,000. So there's a lot in there. That starts tomorrow and runs through the 29th, and the hours through the 29th are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's obviously closed on Thanksgiving, and then I think it wraps up then on the 30th, and the hours are a little different there, 10 a.m. to 5. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
But other things not listed on there that still are happening this weekend: Art and Souls hosting music. Cerro Ciders hosting music and local artists. McDonald's Theater, just another reinforcement that Danielle wants more McDonald's.
And another big event is the things that they carry Ruck March. I think we covered that earlier this week on 1011 News. So if you want more about that, just search our website. But it's about raising awareness for military veteran suicide. So people will be carrying 22 pounds or 22 items of personal significance to honor the service of friends or family. And so that's going from UNO to UNL here in Lincoln. So quite the trip. Yeah. So again, plenty of things. Those are events that are happening again through the course of the weekend, so that you'll kind of have multiple opportunities to go check out or get involved with. Diving into our more specific events starting again today, Danielle. First of all, happening now, but again, Friday's over at Prairie Pines. That runs through 5 o'clock tonight. Yeah, and then at 4:30 is All-State Jazz Band and All-State Chorus at the Lead Center.
That'll be a good show.
Big day for All-State, because then later that afternoon, I think they have orchestra, something like that. So a big opportunity for high schoolers to show off their talents a little bit.
Lead Center will be busy.
Yes, and then Hank Williams Jr. is performing at Pinnacle Bank Arena, unlike somebody else, like a certain color, pink. Shame on her for canceling, but I don't know why. I didn't see specifically.
Danielle's upset because she had tickets.
So, I'm only a little hurt. Then from 5:30 to 8:30, the Holiday Sip and Shop Expo is happening in the Hillcrest Country Club Ballroom.
And we're excited about this one because this is the first time I believe it's ever been open to the public.
Yes.
And so holiday gifts from small businesses, boutiques. I would be interested in the golfing activities and stuff that they have along with that.
Sure.
Shopping some major golf brands.
Anything to help your game.
Hey, you know what? Golf stuff, that's a big part of my Christmas list that I have going so far.
You and my brother are alike.
You can never have enough golf balls. You need the water balls and make sure you're
you're
not losing a good ball in the water and stuff like that. Also this evening from 6 to 7, it sounds like a fun event, Florals and Floats. This is going to be over at the Urban Farmhouse. And I'm interested in this because who does not love a good ice cream float, Danielle?
I don't know. It would be criminal. There's got to be something wrong if you don't like a ice cream float. And then you're just making a floral arrangement.
Yeah.
So all fun, positive vibes.
So get some decorations for Thanksgiving next week made.
Yes.
And have an ice cream float at the same time.
Yes. And then kind of similar to the things that they carry event, Lincoln Buddy Check at the Rock and Jose Coffee. Wow.
You got it out eventually.
A little bit. It's about veterans just supporting each other and getting together, dedicated to reducing and eliminating veteran suicide. So just doing a little check in on your buddy.
And then at 6:30 this evening over at First Plymouth Congregational Church, they have their Plymouth Pride Bingo Party. Again, bingo, always a good time. So again, always a good excuse to go play some bingo.
And this one made me laugh when I was looking at it and found the link for it, their Facebook page. The picture is so funny that they have. It's some guy has a grandma wig on and is making a funny face. So I have that linked in our web story.
And this is just a handful of the events. There's plenty more that are going on. So make sure you check out the full list on our website on 1011now.com. Also this evening, Danielle, again, Capitol View Winery and Vineyards. Kimberly Myers performing from 6:30 to 8. Bourbon has Pet Rock. Doors is at 7, shows at 8, and then Lead Center stays busy. Again, you mentioned it, but they have the All-State Orchestra and All-State Band performing at 7:30 this evening. So again, good chance for the high schoolers to again take the stage and show off their talents. I don't know if this is the end of like that season, or if that season, like a football season or whatever, or whatever it might
how
be.
That kind of works.
I
was in band, so I should know better, but that was a while ago. The Kimberly Meyer performing at Capitol View. The event is indoors. Now that it's getting a little bit chilly, they describe her as a free spirit with an old soul. So she's classic country charm mixed with acoustic classic rock.
There you go.
There you go. And then over at the Bourbon Theater, I didn't know that Pet Rocks make sound, but apparently they do. And it's to the tune of Fleetwood Mac, the Eagles, Paul McCartney and Wings, and Little River Band, among others.
Sounds like a Brad Anderson type of.
It does. When I was writing
show.
the Eagles and stuff, I was like, wow, we need to let Brad know about this.
So again, all good events that's happening this evening. Jumping on over to Saturday again. Obviously, we went through all the Husker events that are happening on Saturday. Plenty of other, again, non-Husker related things happening on Saturday. Starting Saturday morning, 4th annual Turkey Trot over at Lincoln Lutheran. That's at 8:30.
And then at 9, you can either go to the annual Greek Bake Sale at Annunciation Church or Saturdays at Prairie Pines.
And then Turpin Outdoor Education Center doing their tri-rifle and tri-archery again this week. They did this last week. So from 11 to noon, it's tri-rifle. A little bit of a break. I imagine they have to maybe change out some targets or whatever it might be. And then it's tri-archery from 1 to 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. I feel like that would be a pretty fun event. And again, I believe there is some age restrictions on the rifle.
Yeah, you have to be like 8 and up and 6 and up for the archery. But, it's not just for kids. If you are an adult too that wants to
try rifle or try archery.
Yeah.
So public hike happening over at Wilderness Park. This is going to be, you want to go to the Pioneers Boulevard entrance. That's going to start at 1 o'clock. Again, should be a really nice day for it. And then if you want to get to the game, but you have small children,
Bill.
I might be taking advantage of this, but the game day play date starts at 1:30 over at the Lincoln Children's Museum.
Yeah, and then Nebraska football, as we mentioned, taking on Wisconsin for a bowl berth. We're hoping we can go bowling. Someone besides our actual bowling team.
Yes.
We know that they're pretty good.
They are pretty good. They got some new lanes too, I saw.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, is because those were awesome. Those look sick.
Those were pretty nice.
And then at 6:30, Seasons End Star Party and It's Getting Chilly Cook-Off over at Branched Oak Observatory. Then at 7, you can either watch the volleyball game or check out Austin Meade and Drew Phillips Band at the Bourbon.
I think I checked. I looked for a set of 2 tickets at the venue on SeatGeek. Because it's like, how many tickets do you want? I said 2. And then still each ticket, I think the cheapest I saw was $400
I would believe that.
For that match.
Honestly, Wisconsin is probably the biggest match, I would have to imagine. Penn State, maybe Stanford's also up there, but
they only have 3 matches left. This is their final home match of the season. Then they go on the road, Penn State, which if they win on Saturday, that's a de facto Big Ten championship game between Nebraska and Penn State, and then Maryland.
Yeah,
at Maryland, which is kind of like to finish
finish
the season for them.
And then I think Kevin was talking about this yesterday. He had tickets to Wisconsin last year, I just think just 2, and he sold them, and it paid for his kids' Christmas. So these tickets are popping. And just like they say, other people have held up signs, at the Pacific Northwest games saying we couldn't get tickets back in Lincoln, so we came over here to the West Coast.
So it'll be a busy Saturday all the way around into Sunday. Danielle, now is normally when we take a break, but we're just going to power on through because we don't have a whole lot happening on Sunday. But what we do have happening on Sunday is the Nebraska Holiday Market. This is going to be from 10 to 3. This is over at Sand Hills Global Event Center, and this is in support of the People's City Mission. So it is a good event. Again, money goes to a good cause, and you're going to be able to hopefully pick up some Christmas gifts. Yeah,
there will be unique gifts. They have a holiday gift guide that shows some deals and things like that, so make sure you pick up one of those. It's $6 to get in ahead of the I think if you buy online, but at the door it'll be $8, and then kids 12 and under get in for free.
And I believe there's also a raffle mixed in there as well. But again, money going to help the People's City Mission, which again, now is obviously a good time of year to support a good local cause like that and the people over at the People's City Mission.
Yeah, and I think Santa's making an appearance there too. So
there you go. Santa's going to be a busy guy. He's going to be at Gateway Mall. He's going to be over there at Nebraska Sand Hills Global Event Center. Other things happening on Sunday, Danielle, the Holiday Harvest Market is over at the Lincoln Firefighters Reception Hall from 10 to 2 Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, so just some late season harvest where you can stock up for the winter a little bit. Then 11 to 3, Lincoln East Band Boosters Annual Vendor and Craft Fair. And then at 6, the Lincoln Symphony Orchestra is performing Love, Loss, and Eternity at the Lead Center.
Lead Center will be a busy place between the high schoolers today, and again, more performances this weekend. And again, mentioned it already, but this is just a handful of the things that are going on. Danielle does a great job putting together a great list for you, and that's on live right now on 1011now.com.
Yeah, there's so many links and things. So, even if you can't make it to the artist galleries and things like that, there is options to view it from home. I mean, sure, it's not the same as seeing it in person, but maybe if you're have a little cold like I do myself, and you rather not spread your germs around, you can stay home with a nice little hot chocolate. Look at some art.
And view the galleries. And I mentioned it at the very beginning. I didn't want to give it away too much. But the weather does look like it should be pretty nice. Not only this afternoon, but again through the weekend. Pretty seasonal this afternoon, about where we should be for this time of year. Above normal, though, for both Saturday and Sunday. We're going 57 for a high tomorrow, 55 on Sunday. We should be in the upper 40s. Should see some sunshine, some cloud cover. Wind, not too much of a factor for us, though, this weekend, and we are dry. Sunday into Monday, though, things kind of trend colder. Looks like we could be across the state in the 20s and 30s by Thanksgiving, and there is, at least right now, small chances. I think it's 20-30%, something like that. Maybe some light moisture, which could be maybe a little bit of snow this week.
Chill burr. But a big key
Very
that
much
you
so.
mentioned is that the winds aren't going to be as much of a factor, because that kind of makes or breaks the weekend a little bit, especially when the temperatures are only in the 50s. It's the difference.
It's that time of the year, though, that you'd go outside like, it'd be really nice if it wasn't so windy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's that time of the year. Again, if you are headed down to Memorial Stadium looking at the Anderson Wealth and Retirement Husker game day forecast, again, looks like it's going to be good. Mid-50s by kickoff at 2:30. And again, like we said, not much wind out there. A few clouds, but overall, it's going to be pretty nice weather, not just Saturday, but Sunday as well. And then things just get cold next week.
I was going to say, probably one of the better forecasts that you could have for a late season football game here in Nebraska.
I wonder if I can do this really quick. Well, I won't punch it up. But that 7-day forecast, if you look at it on 1011now.com, it goes.
You don't want to. I
it
promise.
goes into the upper 30s for highs on Mondays, low 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, 37 for a high on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, I mean,
which
even
is a little chilly.
Yeah, I was gonna say even today it was a little chilly this morning. So if you haven't busted out your winter coat yet, or something a little bit heavier, maybe find your gloves and scarves. I know it's not freezing cold, but it's especially if you're out in the morning or late at night, it gets a little bit. So, nice to have those on hand just in case.
I believe if I was listening close enough to Brad Anderson, this morning was the coldest morning of the season so far. I believe the low was 21 degrees. Also, we just kind of happened to stumble upon this statistic, and so I'll share it because I think it's good. When I talked with Carmelo this morning when we did our Weather Academy, to end the 2023-2024 snowfall season, our last measurable snow was on January 18th. So the last time it snowed in Lincoln, measurable snow, so a tenth of an inch or more, was January 18th. And so the gap between now the last snowfall of the season and the first snowfall of the next season, so through today's date, it's been 309 days since we've seen measurable snow in Lincoln. That ties the record for the longest gap between the last snow of the previous season and the first snow of the new season. So tomorrow we'll set a record. When will that count stop? Could be sometime this week. Have to wait.
It was supposed to be yesterday, but we've mentioned it before. We have a little just guess to see.
I think I said the 23rd, so I think I said tomorrow.
Yeah, there was a little guess between all of the newsroom of when the first snow was going to be, and this was. I asked him last week when it was showing that it was supposed to snow on Thursday, and I was like, "Okay, Bill, putting that guess in right now."
It looked like it might, and this is what happens when you try and predict the future.
Yeah,
this is why
I should have known because it didn't look like there was going to be a lot of snow. I got excited, and I was like, "Ooh, let me put a guess in."
See, this is why I obviously enjoy doing the weather, but you do things like Star City Buzz. It's like we're telling you what's happening in the future, and it is for fact.
It is for sure.
It's going to happen, unless some act of God prevents it from happening. And yeah, weather is a little bit different, but anyways, we're veering off course.
Yeah. Although I did mention to Brandon when I said, maybe Nebraska will pull Nebraska and we will have some warmer weather here come up December. He said the last time, or the record high in December was 75 degrees back in December 6th of like 1930 something.
It can still get warm.
So,
still golfing.
There's a chance.
Still golfing weather to be had, even in December.
Yeah. You're going to go to the little holiday market, pick up some new gear, a ball marker, say this is Bill's ball, and then when they find it in the pond.
The things that extend in the ball retriever so you can pluck your ball out of the lake.
Yeah.
That's what I need. That's what Ken and I both need. So
that's why if anybody else goes fishing for golf balls, you need a label maker. That way when they pick it up and they're like, oh, this is another one of Bill's. God, I have like 4 of these.
You would find a lot. A lot. So, all right. Well, that's another buzz in the books. We appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Again, full list of everything on 1011now.com.
Make sure you check it out. There's a lot to be seen. Any details about ticket costs or where to park, you can find some of that info in those links, and we've got it all for you.
And if you ever have any event that you want us to know about that we can try and, again, put and get included in Star City Buzz, you can reach out to us, let us know. You can email us. You can find our email addresses on 1011now.com. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, watching another edition of Star City Buzz. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Until we won't see you next week.
We will not see you next week because of the holiday.
So we will see you that first week of December.
And I was going to say, if you have also, besides emailing us, give us a buzz.
You can give those low-hanging fruit that I didn't even see.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I'm glad that you saw it. So appreciate everyone tuning in, watching. Hope everyone has a nice weekend. Hope everyone has a nice Thanksgiving. And we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to 1011 Star City Buzz. Watch, listen, stream on the 1011 Now app on YouTube.